Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on these earrings or pendant, whichever one you like, or make both, using those peyote squares and putting a bezel in it. So this is nothing new. This has been around forever and I just absolutely adore it. Whoever thought of this is, you know, fantastic. Love it. A while back we made the Rhapsody in blue and green bracelet, and this is using the peyote square, so I thought, well, let's make an earring to go with it. It's only taken me maybe 3 years to do that. So here's the pendant, here are the earrings. I'm going to just push these aside, and we're going to get a materials list going immediately so we can get started. Okay, so what you're going to need for this is some 12mm cushion cut fancy stones. Some of these are Swarovski, these. And this one is, these two are Swarovski, this is a Swarovski, and this is from the Emerging Spring collection. This is the Topaz Ignite. This is the collection I curated with Eureka crystal beads. This is from the Orchid Oasis collection. This is one of the color backing. This is a Krakovski stone. These are Swarovski. Hello, they look pretty much the same, don't they? Really beautiful. So there we go. Those are the 12mm cushion cuts. 2 colors of Delicas. I have a color and a metallic. 2 15-0s, and I have a color and a metallic. An 11-0. I've got some jump rings here, some ear wires, a little bit of chain if you want to make the chain, or you can use just a few links of a chain to hang your earring from just a little bit of chain. So we do that as well. Stop bead, size 10 beading needle. 8-pound Fireline Black satin. I think that's about it. So as usual, don't forget to check the description box below the video for everything, more details on everything you need, sizes, shapes, where to purchase, links, codes that I have. Look down there. You never know what you're going to find. And as usual, if you enjoy my videos, please like and hit that subscribe button, and you can even ring the bell so you get notified when I upload a video. All right, so I'm going to clear this off and we'll get started. Okay, let's begin. So thread your needle with about up to 3 feet of thread, 2.5, maybe 3. Put on a stop bead and leave about a 10-inch tail. I'm going to use that tail just for a little bit later. So you're going to pick up and drop down to your stop bead, 5 of your main color and 2 of the corner color. So there's the 5 main and the 2, here are the 2 corners. You can do that 4 times. So I have 4 groups of 5 of the green and 2 of the gold. So you've started with the main color, ending with the gold. Okay, we're going to sew that into a circle by sewing through all of the green beads after the stop bead and the first 2 of the gold beads. Just like that. Now we're just going to do a little peyote. I'm going to start with the green. So we're exiting this gold bead. I'm going to pull in a little bit. Okay, exiting the gold, skipping a green, sewing through the next green. Make sure that pops into place. Pick up a green, exiting the green, skip a green, sew through the next one. Picking up a green, skipping this green, sewing through the gold one. And now I'm going to pick up 2 gold Delicas, and I'm just going to sew through the next gold Delica. So I'm just going to place 2 gold beads right there, sort of on top of the others. Now you notice how it's stretched apart like that? I want you to pull those 2, the 2 top beads up, and pull the other 2 a little bit closer together. Just helpful for later. So you want these to end up being like being herringbone stitches. So you want to pull those, the 2 on the bottom, as close as you can. So kind of like that. Notice how I kind of manipulate it a little bit. And I'm going to pick up a green. I'm going to skip the next green and sew through the following green. Going to pick up a green, skipping a bead, sewing through the next, get you to the next corner, picking up a green, skipping a green, sewing through the gold, like that. Picking up 2 gold, just sitting them right on top by sewing through the next gold bead. And you want to kind of, you want to pull them into place so that they're herringbone stitches. There we go. Okay. So I'm trying to keep those bottom gold ones as close together as possible. So they're just kind of like that. Kind of like that. All right, so just do that all the way around and meet me at the end and we'll step up. Okay, we're coming down to the end. So I'm gonna put on this green one like that. I have to put my 2 gold beads on. And you're gonna be stepping up immediately when you put this gold beads on. So you wanna sew through the gold one right here, this one, but then you wanna go up to the one on the diagonal. It's a weird step up, but it's just right there. So just pick up 2 golds, sew through the gold, and then the green one on the diagonal, and you'll situate them after you get them on. So they go on kind of like that, kind of push them apart a little bit so they look like a herringbone stitch, and then give everybody a little pull, and this is what we have. All right, so just get to this point and come back and we'll continue. This is where we are. We're going to start another round. So picking up a green bead, and we're just going to sew through every sticking out green bead. Just like that. Till we get to the corner. So green one through this one, and then when you get to the corner you want to put 2 of your gold beads on. So picking up 2 of my gold beads, just sewing right through the next gold bead. And straighten them out so they turn into a herringbone stitch. See that? And then continue on around. Green, this one, green, and this one. Just like regular, you're just doing your regular peyote till you get to the corner. Putting a green through the gold, 2 golds, through the gold. Straighten them out so that they're nice herringbone stitch, and then continue on around with your green beads. So I'm just going to let you go off on your own to finish the rest, and then meet me at the end and we'll step up together. Okay, coming down to the end. So I thought I'd finish up with you this round. Picking up 2 of my corner beads. And those pop into place. Picking up my last bead, the green one. I'm going to step up, so I'm exiting this gold one, I'm going to sew through this green one and then the green one on the diagonal. Now I'm ready to put another round on. So let's put on one more round. So I'll just get you started and then I'll let you finish. So just green one through every sticking out green one. Till I get to the corner. 2 gold. Make sure they pop into place. Okay, just keep on going with your green till you get to the next corner and such, and then maybe at the end and we'll step up. Okay, coming down to the end. So I'm just going to put on my last green one, then another green one, and I'm going to step up. So sewing through this green one and the one on the diagonal, like that. Give it a pull, and this is what I have. Okay, so continue, get this done. To this point you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your green beads, and 1, 2, 3, 4 this way of the gold beads. That's exactly what you want. And I want you to make another one exactly like this one. And then we're going to take one and add another round, and then we're going to zip them up. All right, but just get this one more done just like this one, and then meet me back here and we'll continue. Okay, we're back. So we have our 2 pieces. They're exactly the same right now. So what we have here, we have 2 tail threads. They're coming out of the center. We want to keep those. Then we have 2 working threads. So keep one working thread on one piece, and you can sew the other working thread in on the other piece and put that piece aside. So we're going to add another round of beads before we sew these together. So we have just a few 11-0s that we're going to put on here, and not Delicas. But first we're going to do all our Delicas. So here, I'm going to pick up a Delica, so green Delica, sewing through the next one, just like we've been doing. So we get to the corner, green one through here. And now I'm going to put an 11-0. You can put a Delica here also, but just one, just to end it. I thought 11-0 might look nice because it makes it more of a point, but it's certainly up to you what you want to put there. And then you want to continue on with your Delicas. Going all the way around. Back to a corner. I'm going to put an 11-0 on, or a Delica. So you want to do this for every corner. So then start your Delicas again. And I'll just let you go off and finish this on your own, and then we'll come around and step up, and then we'll continue. Okay, we're back. So we're coming down to the end, and I snuck my pink Delicas in here just so when we sew it together you'll be able to see the zipping part. So I just changed the color. You keep yours the same, of course. So here I'm just going to step up, so sewing through the green one, and then it should be green on the diagonal, or the bead on the diagonal. And now I have both my pieces ready to put together. So just get to that point and we'll continue. All right, let's zip. So we're going to put the small one on top of the big one. I think that will just be the easiest way to do it. So here's the larger piece. Here's my smaller piece. So the larger piece, of course, has the little tip beads. So I want you to line up the two Delicas on the end of the corner of the smaller piece with the two Delicas on the corner of the larger piece. So match those two Delicas, and then of course you have that little, end bead that we put right there. So when you do that, when you match those exactly, just like that, if you notice, and here's our working thread. I just want to show you though, when you match this bead to this bead, these two gold ones right here, this pink bead and this green bead are on a diagonal. See that? And those are the beads we're going to sew through. So we're exiting over here, and just make sure you hold it just like that. Okay, so we're exiting this pink bead. I want to sew through the green bead on the other side. So exiting here, I'm going to sew through this one. Once you get the first one on, it's so much easier. The first part sewn up, because you don't have any beads on your needle. You're just zipping. So here we're going to pull through just like that. It pulls that bead over, see? And now you're exiting the green one, you're going to the other side, you're going to sew through this pink one. Let me get my needle in there. Okay, there we go. So through that pink one. There you go. Now you have to go back to the front one again. Sew through this one. That's the green one. Like that. See how it pulls it together? And now you want to sew through the bead on the other side, which is this pink one. Get it away, you. Just like that. So there we go. Now you want to go back to the other side. So the bead that's going to be on the other side is that first gold one right there. So let me see. I'm trying to hold this very well so you can see it, but you just go through the gold one right there. Okay. Now you have to go through the gold one that's sticking up right here, that 11-0 on the other side, and then back down through the gold one on this side. You're constantly going back and forth like that. Okay. And then because you're exiting this gold one, you want to go to the other side and sew through this pink one right there. Okay, just make sure you're holding it so that those beads, see how they're matching each other? You're coming out of this pink one, you're going to sew through this green one. You're coming out of that green one, you're going to sew through this pink one. Go back to this side, sew through the green one. Go back to this side, sew through the pink one. Go back to this side, sew through the green one. See how it pulls them together? Back to this side, through the pink one, like that, through the green one. So this is what you're going to do. Through the pink one, make sure you're just going from side to side, through the green one, like that. So we're working on, so we just have one, like 1.5 sides on. So through the green one, I'll get you around the corner, through the pink one. Make sure that they're lined up, through the gold one, right here, through this gold one. Now, see this side, make sure you're still lined up, just like that, see that? So you have this gold through this gold one on this side. And then through the pink one. I know the corners are the tough part, but you'll get it. You might, mess up a few times, but you'll get it. It'll click. And then of course the green and the color side is a little easier. But just remember, you're never staying on one side for more than one stitch, going from side to side. Like that. You don't want to sew this whole thing together because you got to get your stone in there. So you just want to, so how are we doing? Okay, I think we can go down a little bit more to this end and then we'll put the stone in. So I'm coming out of the green, I'm going to go through the pink, through the green, through the pink, through the green, pink. It took me forever to learn this when I first learned it. Oh my gosh, I just never thought I'd get it. But it just takes a lot of practice. Going through the green. Okay, we're going to go through the pink. I'll get you through this corner. Going through the pink. And then remember, we have making sure that they're all together. The next one's going to be that gold one. So here, coming out of the pink one, you're going to go through this gold one on the other side, right? Like that. Then the gold one that, the 11-0 that's sticking out. And then you want to make sure that you're going through this one. Okay, so other side, gold one. And then pink one. And green one, like this. Now I'm going to stop right here because we want to get our stone in before there's no space to get it in. So you see how we have this little pocket? So I'm just going to let you get to this point because you might have to be playing with this a little bit. So just get to this point, and then when you feel confident that you've got it, come back and we'll put the stone in. Let's put the stone in. So here I just went down another bead or so. So just to kind of open it up a little bit and pop your stone in. I put my stone in so that the bigger side with this part right here is the front. So when I put it in, because I have the smaller side on this side, I'm going to put this in the back like that because I'm working on this side. Because I thought it would be easier for you to see that side. So when you put it in, it's like that. So just turn it over and make sure it's nice and in there. Oh, that looks so cute. All right, so pull your thread. If you pull, it will, see how that kind of knits everything together like a zipper. Now you're just going to continue on going through all your beads. And don't worry about if it's loose in the center. We're going to put beads there. So here I'm exiting the green one, going through the pink, the green, pulling over the pink. You got it. So I'm just going to let you continue from here because we've already done it a couple of times and I think you either got it or you can just rewind a little bit. So just go all the way down to the end and we'll just end it right here and then we'll work on the center. All right, see you in a few. Okay, I'm coming down to the end, so I just have a little hole right here. So I'm just coming out of the green. I'm going to sew through the pink. I'm going to sew through the green. Through the pink. This is going to sort of close me up. One more. And then through the green. Through this pink, and then I'm going to pull, and now I'm I'm all secure. And you can take this thread and you can sew, just sew around a little bit. Make sure you're closed up, and then just sew on the diagonal, and then you can reverse direction. Sew up through this guy, whatever you need to tighten that up. I mean, it's pretty secure, and this is what it looks like so far. But now we have to do the inside to keep the stone in and, and to make it nice and snug. All right, so just get to this point, come on back, and we'll continue. Okay, we're back. So let's secure the front now. So I'm just going to I'm going to put some 15-0s on. Now you can put the color that's similar to your stone on, or you can do the gold. I'm going to do the gold on this one. So I'm picking up a gold 15-0, and I've just taken off the stop bead, of course, and threaded a needle. I'm exiting this blue or the green Delica. I'm just going to sew right over to this other green Delica. Place one right there. And then I'm just going to go all the way around, putting on my 15-0s. Like that, pulling inward. Just like that. And that's going to close up the face a little bit. You can even put 2 rounds on if you like. Just the more you put on though, the less stone you're going to see. I'm trying to get as, much stone showing as possible. Just pulling in a little bit. Like that. There we go. Almost there. It's my last one. I'm going to sew through the corner 15-0 that I put on, and then a few Delicas around my unit, and that looks great, huh? Like I said, you can put another round on. I already did my back. I actually did 2 rounds on the back to make it nice, to pull it in on the back a little bit, and it gave me a little bit, I think, a little bit more stone on the front, showing on the front. So certainly up to you what you want to do. Sew this thread around a little bit, sew your threads in, and then come on back and we'll put the ear wire and finish up. Okay, we're back. So we're going to put on an ear wire, or, if you want to do a bail for necklace. So I'm doing a couple of corners here. So I'm going to start with this one. So what I've done here is I took a jump ring, and this is, I think, a 6mm, let's say for a pendant, if you want to make a pendant out of it, and I just slid it right through that corner 11-0. Now there's not much space in there, so you have to use a very thin gauge, 22, maybe even 24 gauge jump ring, unless you use a bigger, like a Toho in the corner. A Toho 11-0 has a little bigger hole than a Miyuki. You can try that. Or if you put the Delica in the corner, no problem getting the jump ring through. So just make sure if you're going to do it with a Miyuki that you have a narrow gauge jump ring. And then I would just attach a chain on either end. And what a pretty pendant. Or just clip off your rings here, your chain, so it's earring, so it would be a pretty earring. So make sure if you're using this as the chain, that the link that is facing you is the one you want to put the ear wire through so your earring sits nicely. So a couple ways you can do that with chain. I love that idea. Or I'm going to give you, those of you who are just want to bead an ear wire through. So I'm exiting, let's say, you know, move your thread over so you're exiting that top 11-0, any corner, it doesn't really matter. You're going to pick up, let me just pop through here again, so I can put these on with you. Here we go. All right, so we're exiting that top 11-0, picking up an 11-0, my ear wire, and these are kind of cool. They're soldered shut, so you have to make sure, you know, you're picking it up at the right time because you can't open it. And another 11-0, sewing through the right back through the 11-0 we're exiting. So I have those 3 beads on, and then I'm just going to take a 15-0, sew up through the 11-0, pick up another 15-0, sew through the 11-0, through the ear wire, 15-0, through the 11-0 on the other side. So I'm just sort of decorating the ear wire a little bit. Make sure your ear wire sits in between those 2 15-0s. I know it's kind of having a little issue here because my thread is short, so I have to reach over. Okay, and another 15-0 here, then I'll situate everything. So when I do that, you see how I have my ear wire sitting in between, come over you, get over here, through the 2 15-0s. And you want to pop it through so that there we go, so that they are hugging the ear wire, and then just go through all your beads again. Just make sure to hold them so they don't pop out of shape, pop out of position. You want to make sure that your ear wire is hanging out right between those 11-0s right there. So you want to do that pretty tight, pull that tight. All right, so sorry about that. My thread is so small that I can't maneuver very well. So that would be how you'd put on your ear wire or your a necklace. You can experiment with different ways here. With this one, I just put a loop on and then the ear wire, and you have, you know, that looks pretty too. So decide which way you want to do it, and then come on back and we'll finish up. Okay, we're done. So here's our pendant and our earrings. You can put a little drop at the end of one. You know, just kind of play with it. But it's been so much fun playing with these shapes again, to get into more shapes as well. All right, so I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.